market. It's time for you to get off of that fence and put your home on the market and get it sold to my buyers who are waiting for you to list your home. I'd love to earn your business, so please give Trish a call at Keller Williams Realty Buckhead 404-604-3800 or call or text 404-817-1710. And please also visit my website at trishsalesatl.com. Let's talk about how I can assist you with achieving your real estate goals and making your dreams a reality.
List your house with our mommy at trishsalesatl.com.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It is Trish. Trish Sales ATL, as some of you know me by. Yes, that is me. That is I. Give me one moment. I have some new software that I'm working with. So I want to make sure that I have everything on the screen that I need. So hello, everybody. I'm going to give some folks an opportunity to join the broadcast. Give me one moment.
Get it sold to my buyers who are waiting for you to.
And this is just me trying to share my live on my personal page so that we can get some folks on the live to watch us. And so very briefly, I will tell you all who I am. I am Trish Myrick, owner of Trish Sales ATL. I'm on Instagram too, guys. So if you see me looking away from the camera, I have two cameras in front of me, but my name is Trish Myrick. I of Trish Sales ATL. I am the owner for Keller Williams Realty Buckhead. And this is my weekly real estate tidbit with Trish. I started doing this and I thought of this because I get tons of questions every day, every week from buyers, sellers, investors alike. And so I wanted to bring everybody together so that we could kind of talk about some of the real estate news, some community events. We can just talk about literally everything under the sun concerning real estate. Now, I will tell you all that I have been in the real estate business for 10 years. I have been in the real estate business for 10 years. So real estate literally raised me. But I'm grateful and I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to serve the people of Georgia. I am grateful for that. I am grateful to be able to change people's lives through home ownership. It is amazing seeing others get their keys to their homes, especially when they have had circumstances before that allowed them to live in, a certain way. And now they're able to purchase a home and give their children, a firm foundation. That is probably one of the best reasons and the most feel-good moment when that person gets their keys. So just wanted to tell you all a little bit about me. Instagram, if you see me looking from camera to camera, I have two cameras on me. So just want to let you know, if I'm not looking at you, I still see you there. Hey, Danielle, that's one of my agents that was a co-agent with me on the transaction. She was one for the work with. Hey, Mr. Green, how are you doing? How are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. So let's get to it. I will not hold you guys any longer. So let's get into your weekly real estate tidbit. So the very first thing that I have is some news, y'all. So I have some news. Oh, y'all see my shirt? It does say Trish Sales ATL. Yes, Trish Sales ATL. My daughters even had this shirt. It was actually their idea. They are my marketing gurus. So they definitely assist me with my marketing. But let's get into this news. So just a little bit about me, again, before we get into the news, because there's some things that I did want to share. I love what I do, but I also love what I do as a wife. And I'm going to share something with you. Sorry, IG. It's me and my husband. I'm also a mom. So I wanted you guys to see this as well. These are my three. Not sure if you can see that little one down there, but that is my three little people. And I love them dearly. They span 3 different age groups. So my house is always interesting. And this is me. This is little Trish. IG, y'all are going to have to go over to my Facebook page to see the pictures that I'm sharing with everybody. But this is mini Trish. So this little girl right here had a dream. And my actual dream was to be a television news broadcaster. I told my dad, much like, I don't know if you guys are reading this book, but I am reading Becoming. But just like Michelle Obama, First Lady Michelle Obama, she wanted to be a pediatrician, and I used to tell my dad that. But in all actuality, I wanted to be a television news anchor. So this little girl had a big dream. Yes. So I ended up being a realtor. And one of the things that I love is about being a servant. I love being able to serve the people of Atlanta. I am from Atlanta. I am an APS graduate, matriculated to the University of Georgia. Went on further and got my real estate license. And like I said before, I've been licensed for 10 years. But we're going to get on into this real estate news because last weekend, my husband and I were riding down the street off of Memorial Drive, and I noticed they had a floor and decor. So that was really interesting to me. I said, wow, right here, they put the floor and decor right there. So I did a little bit of research, and I figured you guys would want to know this news. So the same developer that actually developed the Krog Street Market, they are the same developers that developed this actual market where the floor and decor is, right in between Kirkwood on Memorial Drive. They're called Pace's Property. So it's right between Kirkwood and Edgewood, and they developed and sold Krog Street Market. And then they acquired the space where the floor and decor is. Now that is called the Atlantic Shopping Center. They revitalized it, and they have a major anchor there, which is the floor and decor. And so they intend to actually offload this property now to deploy some of the proceeds into some other developments that they're doing in the area. Those developments are the Atlanta Dairies. I don't know if you guys have seen that over by the, what is the name of that place? Oh, I can't think of it. It just escaped me. I'm sorry, guys. But the Atlanta Dairies, you guys can look that up. And I'm going to post all of these articles on my Trish Sells Atlanta page so that you all have access to them. So I am going to post them. But they are pushing that money from the sale of the Atlantic Shopping Center into the Atlanta Dairies, and then the Larkin on Memorial, which is the eatery and retail in Grant Park. So that will be for sale. And they also have another unit that is also on the property that will also be for sale. It's like 2,100 square feet, and it's unclaimed, and the zoning allows for 5,000 square feet building to be constructed amid the vast parking lot. So it's also, like I said, another little shopping center that is away from the floor and decor that will also be for sale. Per Kirk, Atlanta. The Kirkwood and Edgewood area has a lot of interest. It's one of Atlanta's hottest real estate corridors, especially for millennials. You see a lot of millennials that are going out to that Kirkwood, Edgewood corridor in East Atlanta. So that is some real estate news that you can use. If you go by Memorial Drive and you ride down there, you will see the floor and decor. It looks pretty nice. I definitely was surprised when I see it when I drove by. So the next thing that I have to say to you all is, the Super Bowl is coming to Atlanta. If you are going to the Super Bowl, raise your hand. Nobody? None of my friends are going to the Super Bowl? Nobody's going to the Super Bowl? Well, if you are downtown and you are participating in some of the Super Bowl festivities, just wanted to let you know, which I did not know, that MARTA now owns the Atlanta streetcar. Wow. MARTA owns it, and I really think that was an excellent move. I did have an opportunity to ride the Atlanta streetcar. It was a nice ride. You know, they didn't come as often as you would like, but it was something nice to do in Atlanta to go around to see all of the venues. So it was really cool. But as far as the Super Bowl, because we know that Atlanta traffic is already struggling sometimes. Let's be honest. You know Atlanta traffic struggles. You have to sit in that commuter traffic in the morning and in the evening. I'm pretty sure that you know what I'm talking about, right? Right. So with that being said, during the Super Bowl, the streetcar will be running its usual route during Super Bowl week. The street car will be running during the 10-day period of events leading up to and including the Super Bowl. Per MARTA spokeswoman Stephanie Fisher, the street closures mandated by the NFL will not affect this route. So that's a good thing. MARTA actually took control of the streetcar system in July. That's awesome. So they are also saying that the streetcar, it may implement extended hours. They are not sure yet, but those that will be made, probably it'll be a game time decision. So once that decision is made, the director of streetcar operations will announce it via social media. So if you're not following MARTA, you may want to follow them, especially if you plan on attending any of the Super Bowl festivities. So that is some real estate news that you could use regarding the Super Bowl. How many people are excited about it? Not even sure who's playing in it because our beloved Atlanta Falcons are not playing in it. So, but congrats to the winner. And Atlanta being the city that it is, we look forward to hosting the Atlanta, I'm going to call it the Atlanta Super Bowl since it's in Atlanta. Okay, some more real estate news that you could use. So this was very interesting to me. And I'm actually going to share my screen because I want you all to see some of these pictures once I tell you guys a little bit about what I'm going to let you see. So NFL legend, Hines Ward. Now, he had a custom built home in Sandy Springs. I mean, it's beautiful. He said he was, addicted to HGTV. And so he teamed up with David Grace, who's an architect, and Ann Davis, who is an interior designer. And he has this magnificent private European style, 12,000 foot, 13 bathroom, a pair of 3-car garage homes situated on Riverside Drive between the perimeter and the Chattahoochee River. And so that house is on the market for sale, but they have lowered the price. It was $7.5 million. Now it is $5 million. So that price has definitely decreased for our former Pittsburgh Steeler and Georgia Bulldog. Go Dogs. So yeah, that house is on the market for $5 million. Let me show you guys some pictures. I mean, it is just magnificent. Give me 1 second to pull it up for you all. So here it is, and I got the article from Curb Atlanta. So I want you guys to see some of these pictures. Look at here. So this is the back of it with the pool, front of the home, some pictures of the inside of it. Uh-oh. Look at this kitchen. I mean, it's just awesome. Such a beautiful property to the tune of $5 million. Wow, look at that tub. Look at this man cave. He has all his jerseys in there. The home has a basketball court, heated saltwater pool, outdoor kitchen and bar. It has a candlelit grotto. And as you can see, it has the ultimate man cave. And here's an aerial view of the property. It is amazing. It is amazing. So I am back. And I have one more news article that I wanted to share with you all. So Georgia is actually among 11 states that has had 20 players to reach the NFL and play in at least one game. Guess what Georgia high school it was? Put in the comments, which high school do you think in Georgia has had 20 players reach the NFL and play in at least one game? If you think you know the answer, put it in the comments for me, and I'll let you know if you're right. I'll give you a hint. It is not in the metro Atlanta area. Hey, Nicoya, how are you? What is the Georgia high school that has had 20 players reach the NFL and play in at least one game? Anybody? Anybody know the answer to that question? Well, I'm going to tell you. It is dun dun dun. Griffin High School. Can you guys believe it? Griffin High School in Spalding County. Two of Griffin's alums are household names, Jesse Tuggle and Willie Goff. So Georgia is among those 11 states. Because of Griffin High School, they tied with Santa Monica, California. Isn't that awesome? Go Georgia. We're breeding NFL players. That's for sure. That is awesome. So I said I was going to do a fun fact about me. So I was going to open the door for questions on something, a fact about Trish that you would like to know. So I think I'm going to do that. Nicoya. For my fun fact about Trish, give me a question. Oh, thank you. I'm listening. If you can't think of anything, I think I have something. Well, a fun fact about me is I'm a military brat, can't you tell? I love stuff in order. I like organization, but that came from my upbringing. And we give honor to the men and women who serve our country, to keep our borders safe. My father, who was in the military, is now retired. So we thank you to our uniformed men and women who serve our country to keep our borders safe. So if you didn't know why I am so meticulous about having stuff in order and very disciplined, that is why. That is a fun fact about Trish, at least for today. But you guys can ask me anything. Hit me on the comments. Hit me on the comments on Facebook. Hit me on the comments on IG. And we will continue to move on. So now I am going to bring the incomparable. I'm sorry, guys. I was looking for my cell phone. You know, sometimes you lose it. I am bringing the incomparable Heavenly Fontemayor to do our lender spotlight. I have worked with Heavenly before. This is me and Heavenly. We were at a home buyer seminar that we conducted last year. So This is Heavenly, and she is going to do our lender spotlight. I am waiting for her to check in. So we will give her a few moments. And while we are waiting for Heavenly, please let me know if you have any questions for me while we're getting that situated. And this is our first day, so of course I will definitely look for things to improve on. Thus far, things appear to be going pretty smoothly. So we are still waiting on Heavenly so that we can get her on in. I will share this with you guys. My newsletter came out this morning. So if you are not subscribed to my monthly newsletter, please drop your name and your email address in the comments. If you don't want it in the comments where it's public and everyone can see it, go ahead and send me a direct message. Send me a direct message with your name and your email address so that I can send you the one that went out for this month, and then I can add you to the mailing list. The newsletter for this month is stock full of information, things that you guys can use. I have the video in the newsletter from the Homebuyer seminar that I did on this past Saturday. I did a Homebuyer seminar and it went phenomenal. I mean, a lot of the questions were asked by that particular lender. They were able to answer questions about the different products that they have, loan rates. I mean, we had a wealth of information there. So that link to the video is in the newsletter. Not to mention, Heavenly has gotten on, so I'm going to pull her in just 1 second. Not to mention, you have a recipe in there. You have some other information that's in there about community events. We celebrate the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King, who is an Atlanta native. So I have a community service event if you wanted to sign up for that. So like I said, it's chock full of so much information. So like I said, if you want the newsletter and want to be added to the mailing list, just send me a direct message. Or you can put your name and email address in the comments and I'll make sure it gets to you. So let me bring on Heavenly for our lender spotlight. Hey, Heavenly.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good.
Awesome. So I explained to everyone who is watching that you will be our lender spotlight, so you can just take it away.
So I'm with Goldwater Bank, been in the business for 16 years. I specialize in government products, FHA, VA, conventional loans as well. And we also have the USDA program that has 100% financing, so no money down program for you. I also reside here in Georgia, and we are a nationwide lender.
Awesome. So Heavenly, I know one of the biggest questions that people have is government shutdown. How is that affecting the loan business?
It's not affecting us at all. We are still rocking and rolling, still closing loans, still using government money. And to make matters even better, we have suspended the requirement for transcripts. So we're not worried about the IRS working or not working. We will still move forward.
That's awesome. Did you guys hear that on Instagram? They have suspended the need for the IRS transcript, so they can definitely move forward at Goldwater Bank. Just thought I would let you guys know that. What is some updated news you have for us regarding the mortgage industry?
Well, this year the qualifications are still the same. So far, nothing's really changed much in the industry. As you know, the market's still real strong, so the rates are still going up. So you want to buy right now because once the taxes start rolling in, people are going to start buying houses, the prices are going to start going up, the rates are going to start going up. So while everyone's scared and afraid, move now, get your loans. We're still here doing business.
I agree. I definitely concur and agree with that, Instagram. So don't hesitate. It's time to make a move. Okay, what about the rate? What's the rate for today?
I don't check the rates on a regular basis, like what's the rates going quote for today, because everybody's situation is totally different. Everybody's doing different programs. We're putting funky deals together all the time. So I
Mhm.
don't get involved in the rate quotes because it's just what goes for somebody else may not work for you, depending on your debt to income, where your house is located, what program we're using, how much cash down we're putting down for the home. So it's not a set rate for anybody, but the market right now. So just in case you're getting bamboozled with any 3%, advertisements, the rates are in the higher fours, lower fives. Once again, depending on your credit and your situation.
Okay.
And I also want to add too, with Goldwater Bank, if you are a W-2 employee, we do not require that you provide us your tax returns. So if you are smart like our President Trump and you wrote off a lot of great things on your tax returns, but you are a W-2 employee, come see me. All I need is your check stubs and your W-2s and we can get you going.
Oh wow, Instagram, did you hear that? All she needs is your check stubs and your W-2s, and she can get you going. Heavenly Fontemayor over at Goldwater Bank. All you need are your check stubs and your W-2s. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that. That's awesome. What are
Yeah.
because I know, and she also talked about, just in case you missed it, that the interest rate really depends on your situation. So she did not give us, a solid interest rate because there are numerous factors that affect that. So, what are some products that you're offering for your clients?
Of course, like I said, we have all the traditional programs. One of my favorites is the conventional loan for a first time home buyer. We only require 3% down. So if you never bought a home before and you can, qualify for a conventional loan, and it's not as hard as you think to qualify for a conventional loan, as long as you have a 620, just a 620,
Yes,
you
this
can
is-
qualify for conventional loan, 3% down, first time home buyers program.
Now that is awesome. Oh, Heavenly, I think we lost you at the end.
I can still see you guys.
Okay, I can hear you now. The sound was going in and out.
Okay. So what I was saying is we have a 3% down first time home buyers program for conventional loans. We also have for FHA loans, for some reason, if you can't qualify for conventional, your debt to income's too high, you got a couple little credit challenges, we can still go FHA with only 3.5% down.
Okay.
If you owe the IRS some tax returns, but you don't have an IRS lien, we can still close your loan right now. All we need to do is get you on a repayment program and make one payment. So
Okay.
don't be afraid if you owe the IRS to give us a call. We can still work with that. If you
Mhm.
had, say, if you're a veteran and you had a foreclosure 2 years ago, give us a call. We still can work with that. If you're a veteran, for example, and you filed bankruptcy and you discharged a year ago, give us a call. We can still work with that. We can still close the loan with you right now.
That is awesome, Heavenly. And I want to let you know, if you're a potential buyer, please be honest with our lenders because you never know how they can assist you. So give them the whole story so that they know how to best assist you. It's certain things, like you said, that you may need, that you may not need. Even advice on what to pay off. Just because it's on your credit and you're thinking, I'm going to pay everything off, talk with your lender first. Heavily, can you expound on that?
Absolutely, because I see it all the time. I get phone calls all the time. People are ticked off because they called a lender who was not experienced with credit and told them to pay off, $3,000, $4,000 worth of collections, and now they still can't get a loan and they're frustrated. Call me before you start paying off anything because some things you don't have to pay off. Some things you may pay off may not change your credit score, so it's not going to help us at all. It's not going to do anything for getting the loan. Give me a call. Let me look at your credit report and give you solid advice. I also have a great, great, great credit repair specialist who is licensed in the state of Georgia to do credit repair. That if you have a extreme situation, we can refer you to him and he can help you get that taken care of. And he as well is very experienced with looking at your credit report and being able to tell you what to do and what not to do and how to build that credit report and how to build that credit score as well.
That is awesome. Now you mentioned that he was licensed.
Yes, licensed in the state of Georgia. That means he's did their required, education, and has a brick and mortar location where you can actually go sit down with him any day of the week and find him there and be able to discuss your credit. He also can pull credit just like I can and get the exact same score that I have. So that's why it's very important that you're dealing with somebody who is licensed, and you can tell the difference if they're licensed or not, because a lot of credit repair specialists, you have to give them your credit report. They cannot go and get it on their own. He can pull your credit just like I can legally.
Now that's awesome. That is
He
awesome.
does, if you have to do letters and if you have to do, credit building, he will help you. He will tell you, he's very strategic at telling you when to apply for what account. He'll help you fill out the application, everything. He will totally hold your hand. And as long as you do what he tells you to do, you will see the change in your credit and you will be able to get qualified to buy a home, no matter how bad your credit is. We've seen some crazy, just tore down credit reports. He doesn't flinch. I don't flinch. We've seen it all before. Let's get to it. Let's dive in. Let's get you ready to purchase a home.
Okay, that is awesome. Do we have any questions? Instagram, do we have any questions for Heavenly? Facebook, do we have any questions for Heavenly? If you are watching the replay, just drop your questions in the comments and Heavenly will answer them concerning credit. If you are watching the replay, you can drop your questions into the comments and we will answer them once we receive them. Okay, Heavenly, I got your info up on the screen, so they have your telephone number. If they want to give you a call, they have any questions about, if they have some credit challenges or they're ready to get started, they have your information. So thank you so much for your time today, taking out the time to speak with potential buyers about purchasing a home. Giving them some hope is not hard, especially now with us not having to do the IRS transcript. So that's awesome, being able to do your W-2 and what was it?
Your check stubs.
And your check stubs. That's also awesome. You already have that paperwork probably lying around. Got your last paycheck stub.
Don't worry, we'll hold your hand. We'll give you a real detailed, simple list. If you can apply for an apartment, you can apply for a home, and we can get you your own home. And right now, the equity in these homes, once you purchase, is just going up, 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 up. It's nothing more beautiful to have a home and also have an appreciated asset at the same time.
Absolutely.
And it's also a great write-off.
It is. It is an awesome tax write-off, guys. So get off of that fence and give us a call. Thank you so much, Heavenly, and we will catch up soon.
Thank you for having me. You have a blessed day.
Same to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Now that was such an awesome lender spotlight, guys. That was awesome, and I'm so grateful that we had one of the best, the absolute best, assisting us when it comes to the lending process. A lot of people are on the fence. They were kind of concerned about, what's going on because of the government shutdown. The loans are still rolling. So just take solace in knowing that if you were on the fence about purchasing a home, now is the time to buy. Selling season usually starts at the end of February, at the beginning of March. So right now you want to go ahead and get in. Give me a call, 404-817-1710. You can call or text me. If you're ready, you're kind of unsure, I can link you up with Heavenly so that we can pull credit to see if we can go ahead and get pre-approved. But if you're looking for a home, the time to purchase the home is right now. You'll have equity in their home. Prices are going up because once spring hits, prices are going to go up. So if you want to get in, you're thinking about purchasing a home, now is the time to do it. So I will move on to our inspector insight, and I'm going to put his information on the screen. He could not be with us on today, but I did want to get his info on the screen. Let me get his contact info on there, and we're going to talk about radon gas because January is Radon Gas Awareness Month. So I wanted, he gave me some information to give you guys about it. So I'm going to read it for you. Give me one moment. I want to make sure his email address is up here. So if you have any questions about this information that I'm giving you, because he is a certified home inspector, he will be able to assist you with it. But January is National Radon Action Month. What is radon gas? That's something that you don't hear a lot of. We hear a lot about carbon monoxide, but we don't hear a lot about radon. Radon is an invisible, odorless gas that breaks down from uranium, granite, shale, phosphate, and it seeps into soil and water. Radon, check this out, guys. Radon is the leading cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. Radon gas. Radon levels above 4.0 picocuries per liter of air, and this is the EPA's measurement. The 4.0 is the EPA's suggested limit. So even at radon levels above that 4.0 picocuries per liter of air, that's the equivalent to smoking a half pack of cigarettes per day. Now, 4.0 seems like a small number, but it is the equivalent to smoking a half pack of cigarettes per day. So, guys, Georgia does have, and I'm going to share my screen because I want you to see it. We do have radon gas in Georgia. So, that's something that is usually disclosed when you are purchasing a property. So, I would suggest that, if you list your home, or if you hire me to be your realtor, if I know that there's some radon gas, then we get that tested. The radon gas is a simple test that can detect, the levels that are in there, usually done by a certified home inspector, and they can provide you information on how to fix the issue. So I actually got some more information besides what the inspector gave me. I got some from off of the internet. And so they actually have a map of that radon zone. And I wanted to show it to you guys. So give me a second to look it up for you. So here is the map of the radon zone. Well, let me try it again, guys. So not sure if you can see it, but I will send it. I will post it on my page just in case you guys couldn't see it. But it's a map showing the radon zones in Georgia. I'll be more than happy to share that. So if you're looking for a home in those areas, you are armed with knowledge and information about the radon testing zones. So that comes from our Vantage Inspection Services. Arianis Johnson, his email address is vantageinspection@gmail.com. So if you have any questions about radon, just give him an email, just send him an email, and he'll be more than happy to answer that. If you have any comments about radon gas and testing and all that, put it in the comments below, and I'll definitely make sure that that's translated and we get the answer that you need if you are concerned about radon testing. Okay, so we have Camelia's Corner, and Camelia is my closing attorney with the Ruffin firm. I'm going to get her information up here for you guys. Give me 1 second. And the closing attorney is normally there with me during the transaction, but the closing attorney represents the lender. So once we hit the closing table, it's certain things that we must have in order before we close on a home. So I wanted to make sure that you all had that information. Uh-oh. I want to make sure you have her contact information so that if you have any specific questions for our closing attorney with the reference firm, that she will be able to give you the information that you need. Give me 1 second. I want to get her email address up here. When technology fails you, guess what? You do it manually. And that's what the real estate test is all about. Okay, so Camelia's Corner. So this is some insight from the closing attorney. Phrase to remember: make sure the terms of the agreement are in writing. Real estate is all about black and white. So you cannot rely on verbal promises or commitments from sellers or from the seller's agents, buyers. So I know, and I've heard plenty and had plenty of calls about a buyer saying, well, the seller promised me this on the inspection. The seller promised that they were going to fix this before I bought the house. But if that concern was not addressed in the amendment to address concerns, where that is the proper document to address repairs and things that the seller said they were going to do, they just gave you a verbal, it's null and void, because when you close on that house is yours. So make sure that anything that the seller or the seller's agent say that they are going to do, that you get that in writing, okay? Per our legal eagle, you don't want to walk away from the closing table with more than you bargained for and feel like you've been duped. So read before you sign. Read before you sign. I'm very meticulous when it comes to contracts. And so if you have a repair that needs to be made, we're going to write that repair down in that amendment so that we have in writing that they were supposed to complete that repair. If it's something else that you requested, some people request broom clean condition. If that's something that we requested, it will be in writing. The law of real estate is black and white, and that is in writing. It's on that contract. We have special stipulations. We have certain language that we can use to make sure that we articulate as realtors what it is that you need. So just make sure that you're not sidestepping your realtor, even if you're not using Trish, but don't sidestep your realtor and then try to talk to the seller yourself, because then that becomes a conflict of interest. Your buyer's agent represents you and the seller's agent represents the seller. So it should not even be any communication between seller's agent and buyer anyways. But just wanted to throw that out there during the closing attorney corner. Just read your contract. If you don't understand, ask your agent to explain it to you. As a realtor, I'm definitely going to explain it to you because I want you to know what you're signing and I want you to be comfortable with what you're signing. So that is our tidbit from our legal eagle and our closing attorney. So let's get to the fun stuff. What's going on in ATL, guys? We got through the news. We got through our closing attorney corner. We got through our inspector insight. We got through our lender spotlight, guys. We've had such a wealth of information given to us today. It's been 45 minutes. So my goal is to get off at 2 o'clock. I'm trying to give you all this information within 1 hour during this weekly tidbit. I know it's a lot, but it's like literally a week's worth of information. I compile this as I learn stuff during the week, as I talk to my vendors, such as my lenders, such as my closing attorney, such as my inspector. So when I get this information, I bring it to you all also with the current events, like we were talking about, the new development with the floor and decor. All of that information is up to date. So if you see anything or you have any suggestions, please feel free to let me know. I'll be more than happy to hear you out, hear what you're talking about, do some research on it so that I can bring the news to you guys. The whole entire purpose of me doing the weekly real estate tidbit is because, like I said, it's a lot of information that's thrown at me. It's a lot of questions that come at me as well. So I'm trying to have one space for if you have questions, you have comments, you have concerns, something that you're not sure about, that this is an open door. You guys can put it in the comment, even if you're watching the replay, that, hey, Trish, I had a question about this. I had a concern about this. How do you do this? How do you do that? And so that is the whole purpose of me doing this weekly real estate tidbit. So let's talk about some fun stuff since we got all the business out of the way. What's going on in the ATL? So the Atlanta Jewish Life Festival is coming up this Sunday, January 13th, starting at 10 a.m. at the Georgia Aquarium. It is Atlanta's largest celebration of Jewish culture and community will take place at the Georgia Aquarium, featuring Jewish vendors, artists, chefs, musicians, and different businesses that are going to gather together to celebrate Jewish life. Cost is between $18 per person or $54 for the entire family. You can go to the Georgia Aquarium website to get some additional information if you're interested in it. So that's pretty cool on Sunday. Even if you are not a part of the Jewish culture, you can at least go to see, what they have going on, to learn something new. You literally don't have to leave Atlanta because Atlanta is a melting pot. So you can go to something like this Atlanta Jewish Festival, Life Festival, and you can really be cultured on their culture without even leaving Atlanta. I mean, that's so cool to me that, you travel, and yes, people do travel, but a lot of the things that you want to see, you can at least be exposed to it in the Atlanta area. So that's my 2 cents on that. Also at the High Museum, they have a new exhibit. It is called Withdrawn Arms, Glenn Kano and Tommy Smith. They're actually going to be there between 12 and 1 p.m. on January 13th, which is actually this Sunday as well. Tommy Smith raised the fist at the 1968 Summer Olympic Games in Mexico to protest abuse of human rights around the world and in response to the struggle for civil rights in the United States. His historic gesture and reverberations over the past 50 years will be explored in this important exhibition organized by the High Museum of Art. So, guys, they will be there between 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. on Sunday the 13th at the High Museum of Art. The cost is $14.50. So, go check it out. Just wanted to give you that information about the High Museum. And then I have something else for the kids. I'm a mom, so for all the moms out there, I know when it's a rainy day and everybody is in the house, you get cabin fever and can go stir crazy. They're jumping, they're running, they're flipping and flopping and falling all over each other. They're agitated with each other. And if I had to think about the week that I had last week with it raining for an entire week, I empathize. I truly empathize. So I have something for the kids on those rainy days when you want to do something inside. One thing that you can take the kids to and you can appreciate on a rainy day is Tiny Town. So if you never heard of Tiny Town, it's in Gwinnett County. And Tiny Town is actually in Norcross. But it introduces children ages 3 and up to real life driving experiences. I only wish that you could use this to get, like part of your testing to learn how to drive. I'm sorry, guys, I have a 16-year-old. And it's just like, he needs to go to driving school. But he could have started at age 3 at Tiny Town. But it helps you steer away from dangerous and reckless driving. Can adults go to Tiny Town? Because it's some, I see y'all driving in Atlanta. And it looks like some of y'all need to go to Tiny Town. Maybe I should call Tiny Town. Maybe we can set that up. Because Atlanta drivers, we got to do better. So let's help the generations to come and take them to Tiny Town in Norcross so that we cannot drive reckless in Atlanta. Like, we want to do that for 2019. We want to drive better in Atlanta. Okay, guys? Okay? That's a promise? Okay. So that's something for the children to do, Tiny Town, ages 3 to 15. So another place to go to on a rainy day for the children, they do story time 3 times a week, is Little Shop of Stories. This is such a unique place because they do milk and cookies, and you can also come in your jammies. So that is awesome. Like I said, I will put most of this information up on my Facebook page, Trish Sells Atlanta, so that you can toggle back if you're interested in, the events for the children, but not interested in the art museum. The High Art Museum, then I'll have the separate links on there for you guys to look at. Another thing to do that's in Sugar Hill is the Gary Perkle Park. So if they need to play and run, it's a giant playground, but it's up under a 90-foot solar-powered shelter. So once the rain clears, then you can actually do the walking trails. They have a community garden out there. Again, this is in Sugar Hill. And the last thing to do when it's raining outside, hopefully we will not get a week's worth of rain. I mean, thank you, God, for the rain. Yes, thank you. But I thank God for the sunshine as well. I am enjoying the sunshine in Atlanta this week. But one more thing to do is the Marietta Fire Museum. It is in Marietta, Georgia. And like I said, I will upload the link so that you can get additional information on it. But it is a fire museum in Georgia. And you let them basically know that you're visiting, and they let you ride inside and just explore the fire trucks and memorabilia dating back to the 1880s. I wasn't born. Y'all know that. But 1880s, I mean, my children see a rotary phone and they're like, what is that? Because they literally are used to cordless phones and cell phones. But, I grew up I never forget, my grandmother had a gold rotary phone. I don't know if it was pure gold, covered gold. The phone was heavy, but it was a gold phone. So I'm sure that was before the 1880s, because she was born in like 1942. So yeah, that was back in the 80s when she had the gold rotary phone. So yes, guys, that is some things that are going on in the ATL. And then I have one more thing to do before I do my Trish certified places to eat. Yes, if you all don't know, I am a foodie. How about I go ahead and do it, because I love this place. My daughters love this place. So let me go ahead and put their information on the screen, y'all. So this is my Trish certified places to eat. I am a foodie. I love to eat. I love to try new stuff, but I want to pay homage to our local businesses here in Atlanta. We do have a lot of chain restaurants, but we have some awesome restaurants that are in Atlanta. So I'm going to start this one off with Mr. Taco Pete. When I tell you I love Taco Pete, my children love Taco Pete. We especially love their chicken tacos, and that taco sauce that Taco Pete home makes is so divine. It sets it off. It is a warm tortilla with shredded chicken in it with cheese, lettuce. You can add sour cream, and once you put that red taco sauce on those chicken tacos, woo, you talking about good. Tell them Trish sent you. He has a location in Main Street in East Point that we frequent often, but he also has another location in Hateville. It's actually called the Taco Pete Bistro. Awesome vibe in there. Let me put the address up of the Taco Pete Bistro in Hateville off of North Central Avenue, not too far from the Dorf House Chick-fil-A. When I tell you Taco Pete is the bomb, from California, bought his business here. Not even sure if he knows that I'm advertising today, but that's the whole beauty of it. You know, I want to say thank you for good service, great food. Like I said, my children absolutely love Taco Pete. The chicken tacos are amazing. He has hot wings, chicken tenders. He has hot dogs, French fries. I know I'm missing some stuff. Taco salad, burgers. Just an awesome eatery. And like I said, he also has the Taco Pete Bistro. They have a different type of menu, but some of those offerings are also offered on that menu. So give him a yell. Tell him Trish sent you. Tell him Trish sent you. So I'm going to end with Atlanta's 7 most questionable moments. And when I say questionable, I want you to think about these things now when I put them out here. We have about 3 more minutes. So I'm going to try to get through this in 3 minutes. So y'all think I can do that? So remember when Atlanta's interstate was clogged up by the cows? Who remembers that? Who remembers when these cows were on the interstate? Why were they on the interstate, you ask me? Well, what had happened was a tractor trailer had dozens of cows along I-75 and 285, and it flipped over. Some of the cows didn't make it. Some of them did not make it, and it clogged up the morning commute like no other. It took hours to wrangle in all of the cows. God bless the cows. God bless the cows. Listen, Atlanta, the traffic is already bad. We did not need the cows to make it worse. Okay? So that tractor trailer, how he flipped, I just don't know. But help us all. So another interesting fact, you guys remember the bird scooter and he got on the interstate? Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the bird scooters around town, but you literally put your credit card information on it and you can drive them all over Atlanta. I see kids on them. I see adults on them, and they're driving there on the belt line. They're downtown on the city streets. They're in Midtown. They're in Buckhead. The bird scooters are everywhere. So this guy made waves on Twitter because he took it down I-85. So he wasn't on the streets of Atlanta. This guy was on the interstate. It is not legal. It is not legal for you to be on the interstate with the bird scooter. So there's still, Atlanta City Council is mulling legislation on regulating where they can be ridden in park. But if you get a bird scooter, do not get on the interstate with it. Okay, guys? Okay. And the last fun fact that I want to talk about is we know T.I. for being our Atlanta rapper. Love T.I. Hey. But T.I. now has a new title, and that is real estate developer. What do you mean? T.I. spent $2.7 million of his own money to buy 6 properties in the West Side neighborhood, Center Hill, where he grew up at. He's trying to revive the area and keep it affordable for long-time residents. Kudos, man. Kudos, T.I. Thank you. Thank you for not going into an area and making the prices sky high, especially for the people that already live there. Thank you, T.I. So his vision, he wants to do a mixed-use community, and it's going to have about 100 residential units. He also plans to do like a movie theater, bowling alley, laser tag arena thing, which is something fun that, you know, we need more places for children, especially in the city, children and adults, to be able to go that is in town. A lot of the Dave and Buster's and all of that, they're outside the perimeter. So that'd be nice to have something inside the perimeter. So T.I., kudos. I really can appreciate that. And for you paying homage to your community by giving back in that way. Thank you so much. Well, my weekly tidbit with Trish is up. I appreciate every one of you who got on the live and listened to me today. Thank you so much. I look forward to next week. We got some more news coming up. We got another lender spotlight coming up next week. We will have Jennifer Anderson Smith, who will do our lender spotlight. We'll have more inspector insights. We'll have more from our legal eagle, Camellia Hines Ruffin. We will have more fun stuff, fun facts about me, stuff that's going on in the ATL. If you have any questions, if you're watching the replay, please put your questions in the comments below. I will be able to see them. Heavenly will too. And if it's anything that has to do with inspection, Camellia will be able to see them as well. And if it has anything to do with inspections, I will make sure that the inspector gets a hold of it and we get your question answered. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who supports Trish Sales ATL. It is not an easy feat to run a business in this real estate market, but I thank God for allowing me to get up and do it every day. If you're interested in purchasing a home, it's time for you to get off of that fence. Heavenly told you. She said, if you're ready to buy, now is the time. So call or text me at 404-817-1710. You can also email me at trish@trishsalesatl.com. Please follow me on all social media. My handle is at trishsalesatl. Also, that's one more thing I forgot. Visit my website. And I know a lot of people don't push the website, but visit my website, trishsalesatl.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you on next week, Wednesday, 1 p.m., same time, same place. Have a beautiful Wednesday.